Greetings once again, anime lovers and figure lovers all over the world. So, on my Tomopop blog, I left a poll asking people, out of the figures that I was receiving, which one I should review next. And the one that won is, ta-da! The Hatsune Miku Love is War version from Good Smile Company. She's still available on Ami for about $84 American, excluding shipping, of course. And, I can try to show you the entire box. Oh, this is the entire length size of the box. She's pretty darn big. Surprisingly, though, for a box with such a figure that is so awaited, she has no window. No window at all. So you can't really see. I don't even know how, sorry, that was my finger. I don't even know how big she is. Well, she's 1/8, sure, but that's more or less a given since I don't really know what she looks like outside the box. Can't really see it, unfortunately, but the packaging is cardboard, sure, but there are little glossy pieces of little pieces, oh, you can kind of see it here. See how the light reflects off of this part? It's about the only thing that's really fancy about the packaging. I'm kind of surprised of the cardboard of the packaging. I won't say it's kind of cheap, but yeah, it's kind of cheap. As you can see here, right here, it was damaged. It's not that bad. I don't believe the figure itself is damaged, but still, I was surprised that for such a weighted figure, there's no window on the packaging, and well, you can see her pretty well. I mean, the picture is pretty darn big, but there are no windows on the packaging, and the cardboard is a little on the cheap side, but I don't believe that will affect the quality of the figure. So I'm going to proceed to the unboxing, and I will get back to you after this. Okay, some assembly required. She's a little harder to piece together than I thought. However, when she's done, everything holds surprisingly well in place. So her hair, this is something I've never seen on figures before. The pins are metal and not plastic. They were a little harder to get into her head than I thought, but once they're there, they're there. I don't believe they'll come off at all. They're pretty much solid. What's great about the hair is that you have different strands that flow off in the wind. It's not just one big solid piece. They actually took the time to do individual strands and well, make them model them so that they actually look like they're moving. From the back, one thing that bothers me, you won't be really able to see it here. Let me see if I can. Okay, you can see where the hair, especially on the well, on the right pigtail, you can kind of see where the hair pieces together, where it sticks together, but it's really not that bad. I mean, it's not a major flaw. Some people it might annoy, but when she's displayed on the front, as so, it doesn't show at all. It's really from the back, and since probably you won't be displaying her from the back very often, a little detail like that probably doesn't bother you that much. Megaphone stands really well in her hand. I had no problem getting it in. You have details on her clothing, her little control panels or whatnot, her tattoo. What I like about this one is the color scheme. She's a little lighter than traditional Miku figures. Her clothes are usually gray, but her top looks a little more white, and I think that's true to the video because there are many different versions of the Love is War video, but most of the time the colors in the actual video are a little lighter than they usually are, since it's a dark song to begin with, and the video itself is a little darker. So I was glad that they stayed true to that. Even her skin is a little lighter, and she looks a lot more mature than she usually does, and that's another nice feature. Her body was really well sculpted. A little, well, did they make her look a little older? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I think Miku's about 17 or so. But everything else is very well. There are glossy details. Her clothes is matte. Her top is matte. But everything else, the skirt, the sleeves, the shoes, everything else is glossy. Detail in the wind. Oh my god, she even has a buckle. Hang on. She has a little buckle here on the top of her, on the end of her belt. Oh no, wait, yeah, that's a buckle. That's not something, yeah, that's a buckle. That's not something that was supposed to be removed. So her tie, the movement in her tie, I am in awe, truly in awe of this figure. So I will put her on the stand, which is probably what you guys have been waiting for. And I will have the last details of my review when I'm done. Alright, so this is what she looks like when you're all done with the assembly. Assembly was pretty easy. This isn't the big version, this is just the standard version. There are no big megaphones or speakers or whatnot. So I'm pretty, I wonder how big the full version is, because this version is pretty darn big. You have the tower, you have the rails, you have the platform and everything. The wire itself takes up a lot of space as well. So, details on her face, you've seen her before, but I'm showing it to you again. Her hair, very, very nice. Like I said, she looks a little more mature than she usually does with her face. Her hair, her bangs cover up one part of her face, very nice, just like in the video. The wire was, I'm not too sure I displayed it correctly. On the box, there seems to be a place where you can attach it. If you guys decide together, I decided to attach the wire here. It doesn't really show. I stuck it here in between the two rails right here. It stays in place very well, no complaint about that. Had to run it through her fingers right here. Not quite like it's shown on the packaging, and it's a little deformed over here. Hang on. Yeah, not too sure it'll be able to form back, but it's not that much. Okay, detail on the tower. Oops, finger, sorry. Very nice. I mean, you can see the different metal plates that were kind of used to build the tower. Details on the mesh and the grill. One thing I'm a little disappointed about this version compared to the extra more expensive big speaker and whatnot version is that her leg here stands on nothing. If I remember from the other version, her leg is leaning against a speaker. I thought that looked a little cooler, so I'm kind of, well, not annoyed, but disappointed that her leg dangles in the wind like that. But still, it's not that bad. One thing I'm worried about, the base isn't really made out of flimsy plastic, which is a good thing because she's only standing, see, she's wobbly. She's only standing here. She's only joined here to the base. And like I've mentioned it in previous videos, I'll mention it again, I've had trouble with figures that were only joined in one part, you know, that were only standing on one leg or standing on top of something. You have to clean these guys sometime. They gather a lot of dust. So a couple of figures that I had, I've actually either just displacing them, not even dropping them, just moving them. They wobble a little bit, and because they wobble, well, eventually the pegs that hold them together wear off and broke. That's happened before. So I really hope it won't happen to this figure because she is awesome. One feature that I do not like, okay? Call me silly for not liking this figure, but as I was piecing her together, it showed. So she's wearing this weird thong thingy. It's not even complete underwear. It looks like a thong. Or they either decided to make her wear a thong, or they were just too lazy and decided not to paint the underwear completely. But because of that, there's a lot of rear end showing. Not a big fan of that. I'd rather have panty shots than actual butt cheeks. And I'm getting actual butt cheeks from her. So it might be my little, I don't know, my little prudish self expressing herself through this, but it's the only thing that I really dislike about the figure. Everything else, the paint job, the hair. Paint job on the hair is, well, not strange, but it's really well highlighted. There are some darker parts, some lighter parts. Just the fact that they took the time to actually, like I said before, do individual strands on the hair. I mean, come on, it's amazing. Her hair ornaments hold nicely in place. Don't have any complaints about that. Her clothing, I love the details on her blouse and her skirt. Mostly her blouse, actually. Clothing are not always that well rendered, and no complaints about that. We don't see her little Vocaloid pin, but it's fine. I mean, it's no big deal. Wait. No, wait. No, I thought there was paint bleeding, but it seems like a little bit of the green band around her waist could have been done a little better. But it's still not that bad. I mean, not bad enough to completely disregard the figure. So, okay. So like I said, this is a big girl. I mean, she'll take up a lot of shelf space. I'm not even entirely sure where the heck I'm going to display her, but I do not regret getting this baby at all. Vocaloid, Love is War in general, is one of my favorite Vocaloid songs. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, the first time I heard Miku's voice, I cringed. Like most people, I did not like it, did not like the electronic sounding voice at all, but Love is War is a song that I believe the composer who used Miku for that song did a really, really good job of using her, and she shows a lot of expression in that song despite being, well, a software, and it was really well done and I really enjoyed it, and that's why it holds, the song itself holds a special place in my heart, and the figure itself will hold a special place in my heart. She is totally worth getting. I wouldn't even be sure that you would need to get the big version. This version is fine. Finely detailed. I mean, the speaker, the megaphones in the other version, yeah, they're really cool, but they'll probably take up a lot of space, so be warned, because just this girl takes up a lot of space. But like I said, I totally don't regret getting her. If you have $84 to spare, minus shipping, she'll go up to about $100 total. But I totally, and I do not stretch this enough, totally recommend this figure. She is totally worth your money and she deserves a place in your collection. I'm glad I got her. I don't regret it. And if Good Smile Company ever makes other figures based on Vocaloid songs like her, I will definitely be up all over that. So my next figure will probably be the Catherine figure from the video game of the same name, because she ended up at second place on my poll. So stay tuned for that. She'll probably up on my blog shortly. Thank you for watching. If you like my figure reviews, just subscribe to my channel. I will have a couple of more figures coming up in the future. Thanks, and I'll see you later.